A devoted mother of 3 mysteriously vanishes from a quiet beach town in Florida.
On Monday, May 14th, we received a report of a missing person, Jolene Rebecca Cummings, and no one has seen or heard from her since.
Shocking discoveries transform the case into something far more sinister.
And chilling details now released surrounding the disappearance. Blood was found in the salon where the hairstylist was last known to be alive.
An unlikely suspect emerges, exposing dark secrets from the past.
The suspect had erratic behavior and has been living a double life.
Detectives work tirelessly to uncover the horrifying truth. But will Jolene ever be found?
I beg you as a mother to help with any possible leads that can help locate my daughter. We want closure.
On May 14, 2018, police respond to a missing person report in Fernandina Beach, Florida. Ann Johnson, visibly shaken, informs an officer that she hasn't seen or heard from her daughter Jolene Cummings in over a week. Ann explains that the 34-year-old was supposed to pick up her children from her estranged husband, Jason Cummings, yesterday, but never showed up, which is highly unusual given her deep devotion to her kids. Ann informs police that Jolene is a hairstylist at Tangle's Hair Salon and that she was told that her daughter was at work 2 days ago on May 12th. Police check Jolene's home, but she is not there. The door is locked and her vehicle, a beige Ford Expedition, is missing. A neighbor tells them that Jolene hasn't been home all weekend. Jolene's stepfather lets the officers inside, and as they inspect the house, they notice signs that raise concern. Several kitchen cabinet doors are damaged or hanging off their hinges, and the master bedroom door shows clear signs of force with holes and depressions that suggest it had been kicked or punched. Officers interview Jolene's husband, Jason Cummings, who is now a person of interest in the case. He reveals he hasn't heard from his wife since May 6th, 8 days before she was reported missing by her mother. The couple, in the middle of a divorce, shares joint custody of their children, with Jason having them all week. They have a set schedule for exchanges, but when Jolene fails to pick up the kids at 6 p.m. on the 13th, Jason attempts to contact her.
About 6:20, 6:25, I texted Jolene and said, "Look, you're late." I said, "I'll be here in 20 minutes. I said, if you need me to drop the kids off at your mom's, let me know." Because usually if she's running late, she'll tell me, "Hey, can you please drop the kids off at mom's?" or blah, blah, blah. I'm running late. And I waited about another 10 minutes, then I went to her mom's house to see if she was over there, see what was going on. And that's when I found out they've been trying to get a hold of her all day, and nobody's talked to her.
Jason acknowledges that the divorce has been difficult, and they've been dealing with custody issues. He provides a detailed timeline of his movements over the last few days and hands over his cell phone for further investigation. Detectives soon uncover alarming information that brings another strong person of interest into focus. On May 9th, 5 days before she's reported missing, Jolene gets into an altercation with her ex-boyfriend, Jason G., inside her home. Jolene tells Jason he can't stay because he has an outstanding arrest warrant. In a fit of rage, Jason damages several kitchen cabinet doors. Jolene calls the police, but the 38-year-old flees before officers arrive. Jason is contacted over the phone, but as soon as the detective identifies himself, he abruptly hangs up. While authorities search for the ex-boyfriend, they distribute a missing persons flyer, hoping to gather any information that might lead to Jolene's whereabouts. They also interview Vicki Simmons, the owner of Tangle's Hair Salon where Jolene works. Vicki explains that Jolene has worked at the salon for 6 years and is deeply committed to her children and her job. She would never disappear without letting someone know where she was going. She mentions that 2 other stylists work at the salon, Ann Morgan and Jennifer Seibert, and notes that Jolene last worked on May 12th, 2 days before she's reported missing. On that day, aside from customers, only Jolene and Jennifer were at the business. A detective contacts Jennifer, who confirms that she and Jolene worked together until the salon closed at 5 p.m. and says Jolene was acting normally and did not talk about any plans for the upcoming days. While investigators build their timeline for Jolene, now focusing on witnesses who may have seen her after work on the 12th, a critical tip comes in. A local resident discovers Jolene's vehicle at a Home Depot, 2.5 miles from the salon. When police arrive at the Home Depot parking lot, they confirm the beige Ford Expedition is Jolene's. The driver's door is unlocked and rust on the brake rotor suggests it has been parked for an extended period. A search inside the vehicle reveals no keys or Jolene's cell phone. However, investigators do uncover 2 notable items, a blue tarp and a pair of machetes. The vehicle is processed for fingerprints and the machetes are swabbed for blood, but all results come back negative. The discovery of Jolene's vehicle, abandoned and empty, only deepens the mystery of her disappearance and heightens the concern for her well-being. The search for her ex, Jason, now takes on a renewed urgency. Officers get a tip that he's at a family member's home. They sweep the property and find him in a bedroom, hiding under a pile of cardboard boxes. He's placed under arrest for violating his probation and brought in for questioning. In the interview room, Jason denies any involvement in Jolene's disappearance, explaining that he hid from police out of concern over the warrant for his arrest. He claims he hasn't spoken to her since she was reported missing, but admits to reaching out afterward without getting a response. While he insists he was with family on the day she disappeared, the absence of his cell phone immediately raises a red flag for detectives.
Your story's making no sense.
Oh, well then I need to get a lawyer to help me out.
It's time for you to come clean and tell us what you did with it.
I didn't do nothing with him.
Then where's your phone?
It's at my cousin's or my dad's. Where I've been
Which
at.
one is it?
Ever since I've had this warrant, I've had my battery taken out my phone, and no, I haven't kept up with it. But it's been
Well, you
on.
told us one time you hadn't seen it in 3 days, and you
No,
told us
I
another
didn't.
time you
I
hadn't
never said no like that.
seen it. Get your attorney to watch it.
Y'all
This is your opportunity here to clear your name, and you're acting like a jackass.
y'all are being dicks to me. I had nothing to do with this. I've been fucking honest with y'all. I told y'all can call my cousin and my dad. They will tell you where I've been at the past 3 days.
You said you loved those kids, okay? You said you loved her. If my loved one was missing, I'd be blown up constantly.
I didn't know she was missing until yesterday at 3 o'clock. My aunt comes
How many
home.
times did you call her after that?
She ignores my text messages and don't answer them all the damn time.
But if she's missing, you're not going to blow it up saying you're
Yes, I called it. I called it. And I called from my cousin's phone. I called from my dad's phone. Fucking, I called her yesterday. I texted her. I couldn't get an answer. There's nothing I can do. I don't know where she's at. I haven't seen her. I wish I could help you. All you gotta do is call. They will tell you where I've been at the past 3 days. I've been right there with them.
Remember this when you're looking at this in court 6 months from now, when you listen to this interview, you sitting there lying.
I ain't lying.
While investigators work to verify Jason's alibi through witness interviews, they review footage from a surveillance camera at a bank overlooking the Home Depot parking lot where Jolene's vehicle was found. And what they uncover delivers a major break in the case. Jolene's vehicle is captured pulling into the parking lot at 1:17 a.m. on the night she is last seen. Moments later, a figure dressed in black walks away from the vehicle toward a nearby gas station. Video footage from the gas station shows the same individual entering the store a minute later. The camera captures the person's face. It's Jennifer Seibert, Jolene's colleague at Tangle's salon, who worked alongside her that day. Now detectives need answers. What was Jennifer doing in Jolene's car? And what role does she play in her disappearance? Investigators visit Tangle's hoping to uncover any clues that could lead to Jolene's whereabouts. And what they find is chilling. There are small bloodstains scattered throughout the salon, on the front desk, and on the desktop calendar in the reception area, on a chair in the front station, and on the floor beneath it. The back room is equally disturbing, with bloodstains and spatter found in every corner. While these blood drops are visible to the naked eye, it's only when luminol is sprayed that the true scale of the horror comes to light. The chemical emits a shocking blue glow, illuminating a dark, hidden truth. The large amount of blood revealed by the luminol suggests a cleanup, a frantic attempt to erase the brutal violence that took place here. It's now undeniable. Investigators are standing in the heart of a grisly crime scene. What began as a missing persons case has now turned into a homicide investigation. Detectives try to contact Jennifer, but she's nowhere to be found. So they turn to Vicky, the salon owner, for more insight. Vicky shares that Jennifer, who's been with the salon for only about a month, has some friction with Jolene, complaining when she's late to work or taking petty cash. Meanwhile, Jolene tells Vicky there's something about Jennifer that feels off, though she can't quite explain why. Detectives interview Ann Morgan, the other stylist at the salon, who also says that Jolene is growing suspicious of Jennifer.
She told me, she said, I have a feeling that something about her that I don't trust. And she said, Miss Ann, what Jennifer last name? I said, I don't know, honey, why? She said, because I want to go online and look up the criminal rap sheet. She want to go on that site and look and see the Jennifer name pop up.
Anne recalls a specific incident when Jolene has a private conversation with her about the recent domestic dispute with her ex, Jason, and notices Jennifer eavesdropping.
Jolene said, go away. I don't want to talk to you. You fake. Yes, you fake. You fake. You crazy. You fake.
Whatever Jolene suspects about Jennifer makes her deeply unsettled. And when investigators dig into her background, they discover something alarming. Records show Jennifer is born on September 5th, 1974, but dies on June 13th, 1987. Her burial site is listed in a cemetery in Pennsylvania. As the investigation unfolds, more questions arise than answers. Who is Jennifer Seibert really? And did Jolene uncover something about her that led to her disappearance? On May 16th, the Nassau County Sheriff's Office, working with the FBI, launches a search spanning 3 counties, using cell phone data to track Jennifer. By accessing the driver and vehicle information database, authorities determine she is likely driving a black 2016 Kia Soul. 6 hours into the search, just before midnight, they find the vehicle at a northbound rest stop, parked between 2 large semi-trucks on Interstate 95 in St. Johns County. As they approach the vehicle, they spot someone lying inside, seemingly asleep. Guns drawn, they command the individual to exit the car. It's Jennifer. After stepping out of the vehicle, officers question her about Jolene. She insists she has no idea where her co-worker is, explaining that she only works at Tangle's for a few weeks and isn't close to her. Jennifer also denies ever being in Jolene's vehicle. When the officer says he doesn't believe her, she responds by saying she wants to speak to a lawyer. Based on video evidence showing Jennifer driving Jolene's car, She is arrested on a grand theft auto charge and transported to the St. Johns County Jail, while her car is towed and processed for evidence.
Feels hurting you?
No, they feel great. You can put them on tighter if you want. Whatever you want to do.
We can
Not
take
your
them off.
mercy,
It's okay.
so have as much fun as you'd like.
While in custody, authorities collect her DNA and take photographs. A large bandage covers the left side of her face, and when an officer removes it, an open wound consistent with a fingernail scratch is exposed. She also has bruises on her arms and cuts on her hands. A search of Jennifer's car uncovers a driver's license, passport, and credit card ending in 7290. Investigators also find 2 cell phones, $1,620 in cash, and a kit containing a pair of scissors. Hair samples and DNA swabs are collected from both the scissors and inside the vehicle for further analysis. While Jennifer remains in custody on the grand theft auto charge, she refuses to speak about Jolene. Detectives are certain she knows more than she's letting on and are determined to uncover the truth. Police intensify their efforts to find Jolene, launching an exhaustive search throughout Nassau County, combing beaches, woods, parks, and parking lots for any trace of her. The results are grim. Nothing turns up. With each passing day, the silence grows heavier, and Jolene's loved ones are consumed by the devastating fear that they may never see her again. Detectives delve deeper into their investigation of Jennifer, determined to uncover critical evidence to bolster their case. While they work to piece together her timeline, they locate the taxi driver who picked her up from the gas station shortly after she's seen driving Jolene's car.
Where did you take her? I took her to a vehicle parked in the parking lot beside Woody's.
Woody's is a restaurant located right next to Tangle's Salon. The driver says they arrived just before 2 a.m. and the passenger paid with a credit card ending in 7290, the same number as the card found in Jennifer's car.
And do you recall what that vehicle looked like? I'm pretty sure it was black. Did you see her get in the vehicle? I think she was getting in the vehicle when I drove off, I'm pretty sure.
Investigators review surveillance footage from inside Dick's Wings, another restaurant next to Tangle's, and confirm the taxi driver's account when Jennifer's car is seen driving by at 1:51 a.m. Authorities soon receive a call from a deputy in St. Johns County, where Jennifer is being held. The deputy reveals that he knows Jennifer personally. He explains that they met several years ago through a shared interest in motorcycles and occasionally rents out a room in his home to her. The deputy describes Jennifer as a gypsy who often lives out of her car, adding that her behavior has become increasingly erratic over time. He also mentions that she rents a small storage unit where she keeps personal items, including her motorcycle. When authorities execute a search warrant for the storage unit, they uncover several items of interest, including boots and a sock stained with blood. Samples of the blood are sent for forensic analysis. A search of Jennifer's bank records uncovers even more evidence connecting her to Jolene's murder. At 8:57 p.m. on May 12th, the day Jolene is last seen, Jennifer makes a purchase at a Walmart, 4.7 miles away from Tangle's, totaling $27.28. When detectives visit the store, they uncover the transaction and secure video footage from the checkout counter. In the footage, Jennifer is seen buying garbage bags, rubber gloves, ammonia, and an electric knife. Authorities suspect these items are used to dispose of Jolene's body. A review of Jennifer's phone shows she looks up Jolene's name more than 400 times within just 48 hours of the disappearance, making headlines. She also searches co-worker guilty of murder, Missing person body not found. Jolene Cummings, no body, no crime. And how to dissect a human body. As the evidence continues to mount, authorities speak with Justin Wentz, who hosts a trivia night at Dick's Wings on the night Jolene is last seen. Justin recalls leaving the restaurant around 10:40 p.m. and noticing something unusual. As he steps outside, he sees lights on and movement inside Tangles, a strange sight since the business is typically closed with the lights off by that hour. He also remembers seeing a black Kia Soul parked directly in front of the salon. Meanwhile, police contact Robert Seibert, the father of Jennifer Seibert, as listed in the records showing she passed away in 1987. He confirms that his daughter died in a car accident at the age of 12. When shown a photograph of the woman in police custody claiming to be his daughter, he says he doesn't recognize her and has no idea how she obtained her name, date of birth, and social security number. Detectives are baffled as to why she would steal the identity of a deceased child. What is she trying to hide? On May 18th at 8:30 p.m., Jennifer is picked up from the St. Johns County Detention Facility and transported to Nassau County, where she'll be booked on the grand theft auto arrest warrant. During the ride, she surprises the detective driving with an unexpected confession. Asking him to turn down the radio, she reveals that Jennifer Seibert is not her real name and that she's been running from the FBI for half her life. The detective remains silent, and when they arrive at the Nassau County Sheriff's Office, Jennifer is immediately placed in an interview room.
What name do you want me to call you? Because I was talking to the detective that drove you up, and he said I might have been calling you by the wrong name.
It's funny that St. John's didn't tell you. When you run my fingerprints through, they come up as Kimberly Lee Kessler. I was born in May of 1968, May 9th. I am 50 years old. I've been running from the FBI for over 25 years. I've been living under this particular alias since 1999.
Records confirm that Jennifer is telling the truth. Her real name is Kimberly Kessler. However, the details surrounding her real identity grow even stranger when records show she's been missing since 2004, reported by her family in Butler, Pennsylvania. As the interview progresses, she remains talkative, openly sharing details about her past.
You have children?
I do. I have a son. He is in North Carolina with his father. That's what got me going, running again in 1999. Child Protective Services snatched him while I was at work.
In the late 90s, Kimberly and her boyfriend, Timothy Edwards, live together in Virginia Beach, where they have a son. After Kimberly claims her baby is possessed by demons, a neighbor contacts the Department of Social Services. When a social worker arrives to investigate, Kimberly gets into a heated argument with her. Days later, Kimberly confronts the same worker at the Social Services office and is arrested. At the time, she is found carrying a gun and a taser. Timothy posts her bond, but by the next morning, Kimberly is gone. After that, Timothy and their child never hear from her again. Kimberly, aka Jennifer, goes on to detail her experiences growing up.
My childhood was like, my mom is something. She nearly killed me, that woman. She used to beat us until we stopped crying.
Kimberly's mother, Connie Kessler, who hasn't heard from her daughter in over 20 years, becomes emotional as she recounts the past.
When her dad and I broke up, that was a really big mess, and the kids got caught up in the mess, and we needed. He was a good kid her whole life. He was a perfect child.
I was an honor roll student. I was a cheerleader, but my mom started acting crazy on me, and I started hanging out with the crowd that would take me in.
People who know Kimberly from high school say she has a history of violence and lashes out when provoked.
Quite honestly, she was a scary individual, and she was not somebody that I wanted to be friends with, and mostly I just tried to stay off her radar so I didn't get beat up.
One friend recalls Kimberly even attacking her own brother.
She ended up getting pissed off at him, okay? And she said, I'll get even with you, and she waited for him to fall asleep, and she hit him over the mouth with a baseball bat, basically just blew all his teeth right out. But she could go off the wall at any minute, you know?
An ex-boyfriend describes Kimberly as charming when she wants to be, but says she has the tendency to snap at any moment. During their time together, she stabs him in the chest and kills his cat. He believes her erratic behavior and anger issues are rooted in her strained relationship with her mother.
From what I know from people that grew up around him, and her mother was the same as she is now. I think it was passed down. She hated her mother, didn't realize she was insane.
Kimberly explains how she eludes authorities for over 2 decades, stealing identities like that of the deceased Jennifer Seibert. However, the crimes she commits during this time remain shrouded in mystery.
I have aliases, I have IDs. I was Christina Brooke whenever I had my son Evan Brooke.
Over the years, Kimberly uses at least 17 aliases across 33 cities and 14 states, frequently changing her appearance to avoid detection. Eventually, detectives shift the conversation away from Kimberly's past and zero in on the real reason for the interview.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes, I'm being accused. You accused me the other night of, you're like, where's Jolene at? So, and I do not know where she is.
As they press Kimberly further about Jolene, her demeanor suddenly shifts, falling eerily quiet.
I think Jolene's dead, and I think you know where Jolene is, and I'm going to find out where those little boys' mama is. I promise you I'm going to do that. You can help me do that, and you're the one that can make it happen right now.
No, I cannot, and I'm not, again, whatever fury may come,
How did her blood get on your
So let me reply this way, and you may not like the answer. I would like legal counsel.
Following Kimberly's interview with detectives, Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper addresses the media.
Kessler is a suspect in the disappearance of Jolene Cummings. We are working to obtain all and gather all evidence we possibly can related to this incident. We continue to follow up on all leads and gather additional information and evidence as to Kessler's location and dealings before and after May the 12th, until the time of her arrest.
Jolene's mother, Ann Johnson, visibly emotional, also makes a statement.
I beg you as a mother to please keep coming forward with any information that you have that can help locate my daughter, for my 3 grandchildren who miss her so much.
With Kimberly refusing to speak on Jolene's whereabouts, detectives redouble their efforts to find her and bring closure to her family. They leave no stone unturned, following every lead. Then on May 19th, their persistence pays off when they uncover a surveillance camera behind Dick's Wings, the restaurant next to Tangle's. What they find on the footage could finally unlock the mystery of what happened to Jolene. At 7:59 p.m., Kimberly is seen throwing a full trash bag into a dumpster. Just 14 minutes later, she's caught on camera again, discarding another bag into the same dumpster. Authorities already know from earlier surveillance footage that just before 9 p.m., she buys an electric knife, black 30-gallon garbage bags, rubber gloves, and ammonia at a Walmart 4.7 miles from the salon. Then, at 9:13 p.m., Kimberly's car is seen driving past the dumpster. An hour and 40 minutes later, she empties a black plastic trash can into the dumpster, handling it carefully as if it were heavy. Detectives believe this is where Jolene's remains are located. They learn that the trash is transported to the Chesser Island Road landfill in Folkestone, Georgia. While authorities work to pinpoint the area of the landfill where the contents of that specific dumpster are deposited, a major breakthrough in the investigation emerges. On May 30th, the test results come back from the blood samples collected at Tangle's salon, the boots and socks found in Kimberly's storage unit, and the scissors discovered in her vehicle. They all match Jolene's DNA, directly linking Kimberly to her murder. As all the pieces fall into place, a chilling story emerges. Kimberly, notorious for her violent history, becomes paranoid that Jolene may have uncovered the dark secret of her true identity and could expose her at any moment. In a cold, calculated decision, Kimberly chooses to silence Jolene, ensuring her past stays buried. On May 12th, after the salon closes, Kimberly strikes. She stabs Jolene with a pair of scissors, and despite a fierce struggle, Jolene succumbs to her wounds. In the aftermath, Kimberly moves swiftly to cover her tracks. She feverishly scrubs the salon, stuffing evidence into garbage bags, which she discards in the dumpster behind the building. Whatever can be washed away is flushed down the shampoo bowl. But this is only the beginning of her attempt to cover her tracks. Kimberly leaves the body behind, driving to Walmart to buy tools for the next phase. She returns to the salon and dismembers Jolene's body with cold precision, making her easier to dispose of. After placing the last of her co-workers' remains into the dumpster, she drives Jolene's car to the Home Depot parking lot, staging the scene to confuse any investigators who might come looking. Once the task is done, Kimberly takes a taxi back to the salon to pick up her own car and drives off as if nothing has happened. But as she moves through Fernandina Beach that night, she leaves behind a literal trail of blood that will lead detectives straight to her. A trail that will unravel the very secrets she worked so hard to conceal. On July 7th, authorities begin an arduous search of the Chesser landfill, hoping to uncover evidence of Jolene. They focus on an area the size of a football field, painstakingly sifting through 2,700 tons of trash. Clad in protective jumpsuits, gloves, boots, and masks, the searchers use hand shovels and rakes in what feels like an almost insurmountable task, like searching for a needle in a haystack. After 7 grueling days, the search ends without success. Nothing turns up. Ann Johnson is crushed, grappling with the grim reality that she may never recover her daughter's remains. But even without Jolene's body, investigators remain confident they have built an unshakable case against Kimberly. On September 7th, 2018, 2 months after Jolene goes missing, she is indicted by a grand jury and charged with first-degree murder. 3 years pass before the trial finally reaches its conclusion, delayed by various legal hurdles, including competency evaluations. During this time, Kimberly loses over 100 pounds, even dropping to just 74 after going on a hunger strike, convinced her food was being poisoned. On December 9th, 2021, after just an hour of deliberation, the jury returns with their verdict.
Sanford versus Kimberly Kessler, aka Jennifer Marie Stiver. Verdict count 1, first-degree murder. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment.
After the verdict, Sheriff Leeper speaks to the media, praising the dedication of everyone involved in the investigation. But he singles out someone in particular.
One person solved this case, and that was Jolene. Jolene left her blood, and she left her DNA, and that's what got her. That's what helped us close this case out. I don't for 1 second believe that Kimberly Kessler, or whatever name she's going by today, I don't believe this is her first murder. I don't at all. She's evil in the flesh.
For Ann Johnson, it is a small but bittersweet victory, delivering a powerful message to Kimberly Her words echo the pain of a mother left to carry the weight of unanswered questions.
If you could find it within your heart to tell us where the remains of my daughter, where are the remains of my daughter? Give us some closure. I'm asking you from one mother to another.
For those who knew Jolene, reconciling the image of the kind, caring person she was with the brutal way her life was stolen seems impossible. For her family, the loss is unfathomable. A devoted mother and loving daughter taken far too soon, leaving an indelible scar that will never heal. To this day, her body remains missing, deepening the anguish for her loved ones and leaving them without the closure they so desperately need. We cross paths with people every day. Some become deeply connected, while others pass through like shadows. But one thing remains constant. We never truly know what dark secrets lie hidden beneath the surface.